Hey guys, welcome back. We got something to discuss. So yeah, I put out my stream earlier. It was up for 10 minutes. So I do apologize if people started tuning in. It was a pretty rough live arena session. I'm probably going to jump back into live arena, but I'm not going to stream it here after this video goes live. But I do want to talk about something that is going to be coming tomorrow, and that is there's a guaranteed Void Legendary event starting tomorrow, and I'll just show I'm going to show the post Plarium gave to the real content creators, so just give me a second here. You guys should be able to see that. So this is in our Omega Centauri cluster. We're still in Damnation because Sin, we absorbed with Rat and shit. So tomorrow, February 23rd, they're planning to launch 2 events simultaneously. There's times 15 progressive chance events for these champions here, but the big champion event is going to be right here. Okay. They're doing a guaranteed event along with a progressive chance event, right? Which sounds really nice at first until you see the champions right here that contain that. And we'll get into that in a minute, but 110 Void Shards, which is a lot, right? For Narses, Wight King Narses. The deal is this is a very good champion, okay? And this is what has torn me up all day about. I've been fighting back and forth. I just went on like a 5-mile walk. I literally just got back. And if you're having okay, so here's the thing. If I had all the money in the world, okay, I would buy enough Void Shards this weekend without thinking twice to get this champion. I personally am tired of losing to Taras and Marichka in Live Arena all the fucking time. I really am. I am so fucking much. It infuriates me. It is a skill issue, but it's also like a champion issue and a lack of like good gear, right? I've been farming a lot of Sand Devil here the last couple days, so I've got a decent stockpile. And I'm gonna do when Centranos switches to the next rotation, I am going to go remove all the gear off my champions, and then I'm gonna start sorting shit out. Do you understand? Um, but the thing is, Wight King Narses is a small fragment to a bigger problem with what Plarium does. Okay, when Plarium has man-made, and I'm using this term in the sense of like they make something for the players to use, right? But not all players can have. When they make a problem like that, a man-made problem, they don't nerf or correct 2 of the most powerful champions in the entire fucking game. Okay? It's astronomical how those champions have impacted the entire like player community. Okay? If I see Taras, he's an instant ban. If I see Marichka, it depends on who else is on the team. She really doesn't bother me that much. I don't think she's like too overpowered. But when Taras is on the same team and you have to deal with the Taras, then you have trouble. Okay. Um, Wight King Narses really does put those 2 in their place, even if he's not used with White Queen and Korra, which we just had a fusion for White Queen and Korra, right? So let's get away from this. And we'll come back to it in just a second, right? So let's just take a look. Hold up, there we go. So their Night Rev, okay. White Queen and Korra is great. We all did the fusion for her. If you didn't, you really fucked up because this was a good one to get. I was watching Shinny use her in Live Arena for as much as he could, because he's got to pick and ban accordingly. But she's great. I'm not going to go over the abilities. You're an adult, right? So go read the champion skills. Just know that mainly she is going to be an amazing arena champion, specifically live arena, right? That's what Raid's really pushing right now. Live arena and Centranos. So the 2 together, anytime a new champion comes out and you're able to get it, right? Like within reason of like fusion and guaranteed, you're highly, highly pushed to get it because you're going to need it for something in Centranos or later in the game, right? So that's a bummer because they have effectively put the cheese for the mice straight down a narrow passageway with a bunch of essential traps saying you have to have the cheese though, right? Can't get out of the maze unless you get the cheese. Aren't you getting tired of getting fucked up all the time by the cheese with the big mustache that fucking brings a fist down onto the, onto everybody in the match? I know I'm fucking rambling here and I'm not getting to the point, but let's look at Narses and look at his abilities. Okay. Narses has a really cool design. He's a Byzantine designed creature. Him and Ancora. A lot of people thought, well, is it Egyptian? Is it not? It's kind of a mix of all those things. That's what a Byzantine is. It was the Catholic Church, Constantinople, Egypt. A lot of a lot of foreign influence came together to make the Byzantine Empire. Okay, you may have heard of a historical character called Charlemagne, right? Byzantine Empire, baby. That's what it is. Okay. Fun fact: the Byzantines used to have a Viking vanguard that were the Rus, right? They were like the red hair, the Rus. It was pretty cool. That they had a personal bodyguard that were just mercenary Vikings. Pretty cool. I'm a big history nerd. Okay, so that's why I know this stuff, and that's why I like seeing this stuff in the game. And it really fucking begrudges me that Plarium makes a problem and they're selling you the solution. This has happened multiple times. I've talked about it in multiple videos. And I want you to understand how much money you are probably going to pay if you are like me and you have no Void Shards. Okay? Narses is great. I'm not, again, going to read his abilities. It inflates the time of our video, and we're already at 7-ish minutes right now. Okay? But I will tell you right now that what I've seen content creators do, mainly the ones that know what they're doing and using live arena and stuff like that and talking about stuff, and like Mad are the best, I would argue, in the game at PvP. And when I watch Shinny or I see some of the stats and stuff that they talk about, they know what they're fucking doing. All right, a person knows what they're doing when they got graphs and shit. Okay, Open Game in 2024 quote there. He's got great base stats. He's an HP nuker. He is only beaten out, and probably not even by what everybody's talking about, is Taras. But he's made to fuck up Taras. Okay, he is what Taras will be when death comes. This Wight King Narses exists to show Taras, I am your inevitability, and you cannot beat me. That's what Wight King Narses is. Okay, I want this guy, but I don't know if I want to spend $350 to $400 for him, because that's what's going to cost in Void Shards. Now, here's the thing. On a good day, with a good pack string, right, you're going to buy like that pack string of Void Shards. Let me look at my notes here, because I was talking to my other clan, I'm an officer now, still in the clan I'm in. I'm not the leader anymore because I gave that up. I didn't want to do it anymore. So the regular void string pack for 78 voids is $278 US. Okay, that leaves you roughly 30-ish voids to go. It's about actually it's 20. Yeah, because I have 4, so it's like, all right, you're probably going to spend another $60 just to get 24 voids from a single standalone void pack, because they sell both at the same time. They'll sell the string, right? That's going to be like $270-ish, and then they're going to sell the individual packs because they know you're going to fucking want this guy. And they do this every time for like ×2s and progressives now. And I don't think I'm close to Mercy, but if I bust 110 shards, I pretty sure I'm going to get another legendary other than Narses, right? It'd be a big fucking bummer if I bought all those shards and I got him, before he was due. Which is another thing I don't like that Plarium does, that if you get the champion before the designated, count, you can't get that next champion. If you're going to spend this much money in the game, they should just let you have 2 copies. Like, here's another thing. What are you going to do with 2 copies of King Narses? You're just going to +1 your Narses or fill out your Faction Guardians, which if I look at my Faction Guardians here, I'm pretty sure Night Rev is on the cusp of being done. Yeah. I would fucking just make this guy disappear into him and then 2 King Narses here, and they'd all have +10 speed. Right? So I'm highly considering going for it, to be fair. It is not in my best interest at all. And that's the gambler's fallacy, right? Something good can come out of this. It's going to hit that dopamine in my brain, that lizard brain, that smooth brain we always talk about. And it makes me very sad because it does put a strain in life. It's not that I don't make good money. I make good money, and I'm able to go and pursue a dream I wanted since I was 9, right? You know, I got a show tonight that they're paying me to do. I've been doing comedy not even a year, and I'm being paid to do shows consistently. So that's actually a boon to me, and I've come a long way in a year, right? Um, but stuff like this really puts me in a bad headspace because it doesn't it doesn't need to be this way, right? I'm old enough to remember, and I'm going to stop after this story, but I'm old enough to remember when horse armor came out, right? And everybody threw a bitch fit about that. Dragon Age, the first game, there was DLC for that, and I remember buying that, and I wasn't even mad because it was good DLC, right? And horse armor, if I remember, it was like $5. It was just cosmetic, right? But now look at it. There's no reason any of this should be this expensive. There's no reason. Plarium would make, I would argue, just as much money and would be more friendly to the player base if they cut the prices in half or even down to a third. But they'll never do that because they have shareholders. And that's what's fucking up the world right now is shareholders, man. They want their money back. They do. But I'm going to get off this tangent. Thank you for listening to the video and coming out and hanging out. Like I said before, I do have a show tonight. I got a 20-minute spot. So it's going to be pretty nice. The $50 and change they're going to pay me tonight is going to be going to buying Void Shards for King Narses. Yeah, it just seems really depressing that I funnel my dream money into something that eats my dream. But yeah, and I will be. I did talk to the organizers that we're doing the Dakota Stage Theater again. They want us to come back, which is great. And well, I guess that's kind of a misnomer. It's not that they want us to come back. We were just able to rent it again, but we have already sold enough tickets that myself and the other 3 comics are already being very much recompensed, I guess, or reimbursed for the money that we've put in. So, and then some, which is really nice. So it's good to know that people actually think we're funny and they want to come out and see us. So, yeah, I guess that's it. So that will get recorded, and my portion, I am definitely going to be chopping up and putting reels out. So we're going to see how that goes. I have a lot to learn. A good friend of mine that is a comic, Jim Telly. Shout out Jim Telly. Go give him a follow. He's very funny. He told me he'd show me how to do it. So we'll see how it goes. But thank you everybody for following. Thank you for all the new subscribers. We are over 500. I do have a giveaway to do. It's an account that's very much an endgame account, but I got to get, I have to get it under my email because it's under the owner's email, and he quit a long time ago, and I'm hoping I can still reach out to him and get it transferred. So that'll come in the in the coming, I guess, weeks. You know me, I say something and it just doesn't happen because life, it takes priority. So but yeah, I mean, if you have the Void Shards for King Narses, go for it. You won't be disappointed. He's definitely going to help you, specifically in Arena and Centranos. But I'd really love to see how he does in Hydra, because Taras and Marichka are used in Hydra, and they do a lot of damage together. So that'll be interesting. But we'll catch you guys next time. Take care of yourselves. I love you. Bye.